Hello everyone and welcome back to another Try Not to Cut Yourself video. I'm Tyler and sorry about not having videos up lately. I've had some problems with my equipment, but I've got it sorted out now. Today's video is going to be about Canadian knife law. I'd like to preface this by saying that I am in no way a lawyer, I'm not a police officer, I'm not in the legal system whatsoever. All the information that I'm going to tell you is found from online research, talking to other people in the knife community, and actually talking to friends of mine who are police officers. So the first most important rule to know is that in Canada you're not allowed to have balisongs, automatics, or out the front knives. And in the actual law that it's written that you can't have knives that open with the use of gravity, meaning balisongs. So a balisong, you basically just, some of them have like a little catch at the bottom, and you pull the catch off and it opens up by means of gravity, and that's all that it takes. So it says you can't have knives that open by use of gravity. You can't have knives that when you press a button, the blade will deploy. So a lot of people think that, oh, we're not allowed to have assisted knives because, you know, technically speaking, it's kind of automatic, kind of not. But you are allowed to have assisted knives. It's just knives that you press a button and the blade comes out. So like out the front, auto, switchblades, that kind of thing, you're not allowed to have in Canada. It's illegal to own, it's illegal to carry. But you are allowed to have spring-assisted knives because spring-assisted, you still have to put force down onto the flipper or the thumb stud or whatever in order to engage the blade in order to get it to come out. The next most important law to remember, or well, I shouldn't say law, it's kind of a rule, is that there's no restrictions against length or size of the knife, but at the same time, police officers have the right to take your knives or detain you or even arrest you if they feel that you have the intention to hurt someone with those knives. So you can have whatever size knife you want, whatever size blade you want, whatever locking mechanism you want. I know in some countries you're not allowed to have certain locking mechanisms, but if a police officer sees you with that knife and thinks that it's not okay for you to have that you're going to hurt yourself or someone else with it, he or she does reserve the right to detain or arrest you and remove the knife from you. Having said that, I like to think of it as just a common sense rule. Don't bring a 9-inch fixed blade survival knife with you to, a dinner party downtown. Just don't. It doesn't make sense. You don't need it. Why would you bring it with you, right? Don't take this, for instance, the Upinel number 12. It has a 12 centimeter blade. That's not really usable in an EDC situation. Just don't bring it. You don't need it. Don't bring it to the mall with you because it's a stupid place to bring it. At the same time, in Canada, you're not allowed to use your knife for self-defense, which is kind of a weird, not a gray area, but it's kind of a weird moral area because a lot of people have argued, well, if I have a knife and they have a gun, I'm just defending myself. Why can't I protect my life or protect the life of whoever's with me, my loved ones? But it does technically state in Canadian legislation that you're not allowed to have a knife for the purposes of self-defense, and that if you use a knife for the purposes of self-defense, you can be charged and arrested. So Canadian knife law is pretty straightforward. There's not too much to remember. Now, in terms of traveling with knives in Canada, that is a no-no. Obviously, they're not going to let you on an airplane with a knife. I know that when I was a kid, I believe this was pre-9/11, but I can't be for certain. But when I was a little kid, we went to Vancouver, and I bought, like a cheap knockoff Victorinox pocket knife kind of thing, and it was like $5 and whatever. I carried it around for the week that we were there. And I forgot that it was in my carry-on on the way back, like in the airport. And they searched my bag and they found it, and they weren't rude about it or anything. They took it and they said, okay, listen, we can, you can't have this on the plane, but we can ship it to you at your expense, or you can just throw it in the garbage and sorry about your luck. which is what we did. We just gave it to them and we were like, okay, sorry, whatever. It was like a little $5 cheapo pocket knife, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, I think in most places they won't let you on an airplane with a knife. Canada's one of those places. Don't try to bring it on the airplane with you. You can put it in your check bag, like your big piece of luggage. I don't think they'll catch it. I don't know if that's the right word. They're not gonna take it out of your check bag. I think they really only examine those for bombs. I don't think they would look at that for knives because what are you gonna do with a knife that's underneath you in a different part of the plane? Um, so if you're traveling in Canada with knives, put it in your check bag. Put it in something like your big piece of luggage, and don't bring it on the plane on your carry on because that's dumb. But yeah, to just recap, you can't have ballast songs, you can't have autos, you can't have out of the fronts. You There's no restriction on blade size, but at the same time, don't carry around a huge knife in a situation where you don't need a huge knife. It just doesn't make sense. Police officers can and will arrest you if they feel that you are going to use a knife to hurt yourself or someone else. And yeah, besides that, that's about it, really. Canadian knife law is pretty straightforward. You can have any locking mechanism you want, any size of knife you want, any blade style you want. It's pretty laid back. It's not as laid back as American knife law, where you can have balisongs, autos, and out the fronts, but it's a lot better than some places, and it's pretty lenient, I would say, um, especially because Canada, you can't even have a handgun in Canada legally. You have to either you have to use it for target practice, like target shooting, or you have to be a government worker, like a police officer or an RCMP officer or something like that. You can't carry a firearm or sidearm in Canada. It's illegal. So, um, you know, our knife laws are pretty lenient compared to our gun laws. But yeah, so if there's anything I left out, or if you still have any questions, leave a comment down below. If you found this video helpful, share it with your friends, share it with your family, whoever else likes knives. I don't know your life. But yeah, as always, have a good day and try not to cut yourself. Bye, guys.